That is Higher Love by DJ Khaled, Desi Trill off the Smurfs movie here on 101.7 Kids FM, your family fun radio. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It's the Break Time Show with Dara Unstoppable. Time is 10:15 a.m. and right now we are on Women's Nest talking about navigating conflict as part of a way to build a stronger marriage. Now, I was saying earlier that conflict is very much normal, okay? There's no marriage that doesn't have its disagreements or its arguments. It's a part of growth. And conflict is not a sign of broken marriage, okay? Or broken relationship. You don't have one argument and decide, oh my God, this person doesn't love me. Let's end this relationship. Please. It's just a sign that two unique people are living together and they're learning their rhythms, learning how to work together. Now, the key to solving or managing conflict is not avoiding it. It's learning how to handle it in a way that deepens your bonds as opposed to causing breaks. Now, there are two sorts of conflict. There's a healthy one and the unhealthy one. Naturally, you know that the healthy one is a situation where there's a disagreement or there's a conflict of opinion, and both of you with a level, calm head sit down, have a calm discussion, talk, listen, because we talked about communication yesterday, right? We understood the difference between listening just to reply somebody and listening to understand what they are saying. So listen to what people are saying to you and then find an acceptable compromise where both of you won't feel like, oh, I'm giving and I'm not taking. It's a give and take. Relationships are give and take. Now, the unhealthy conflicts, I think we already know those ones where somebody is throwing plates, somebody is shouting, throwing insults up and down. That's why you can never make it in life, So your mates are kiniko, you are kiniko. That's unhealthy conflicts, and that's not what we're looking for. We want the healthy kind, whereby even when we have disagreements, we are able to communicate how we feel, listen to how the other person feels, and find an acceptable compromise for both parties. Now, if you are someone who is prone to getting upset easily, prone to anger, you have to be extra careful when conflict arises in your relationship, because there's a tendency that you will just explode, and that is not healthy in any way. When it comes to healthy ways to resolving conflicts, one of the first things, in fact, the first thing that you should do the moment you get upset, the moment you get angry, the moment it seems like the other person is not understanding you or they're not making sense, the first thing you need to do is pause and breathe. Some therapists would advise counting 1 to 10. Me, I'm going to tell you, count 1 to 100. Yes. All the way from number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all the way to 100, because you need to calm down. You don't need to be getting angry over nothing. You need to take a breather before responding. When you're also talking, instead of blaming the person, use I statements. For example, if somebody said something that made you feel upset, instead of saying, you always do these things, or you always say all these things, tell them, I feel upset when you say things like this, or I feel bad when these sorts of things happen. Learn to use the I, because when you say you, it's like you're attacking the person, and that person obviously is going to get defensive, and you're not going to have any resolution if one person is feeling defensive and they want to fight back. It's just going to lead to unhealthy conflict. So breathe so you can de-escalate how you feel, de-escalate the situation, and then communicate. Stick to one issue at a time. See, there's something that many of us do. Somebody will do something today. You want to address that matter. You now start saying, that's how 2 years ago you said, you did, you were. Madam, we're in 2025, Augusta, please leave what happened in 1999 alone. Let's focus on this one. If you want to address the 1999 issue, wait until we finish this issue we're discussing now. Another day, you cannot come back and talk about, okay, so can we address what happened in 1999? Because why are you bringing up 1999 matter in 2025? What's your problem? You know, it's very annoying because then you now start piling on. If it was a problem, you should have addressed it then. You can still address it now, but not in this moment where we are dealing with a current issue. Stick to one issue at a time. Don't drag the past into it. Leave the past alone. Later, you can address the past after you are finished addressing the present. Okay? And again, if you are having these conversations, maybe you've come to the table, you genuinely want to find a good compromise. But then even in trying to find that compromise, the conversation is getting heated. Do yourself a blessing and just take a break and walk away. When emotions run high, nobody is going to settle for any compromise. So take a deep breath, walk away from that conversation, go outside, calm down, then come back and continue the conversation. If it's still not going anywhere, you be adult enough to tell each other that, look, this is not going anywhere. You know what? Let's both take a break. Let's clear our heads. Maybe me, I'll go and stroll. You go and do something else. After like maybe 30 minutes or 1 hour, let's try and come back again and see if we can find a resolution to this problem. Sometimes that resolution might not even happen that day. It may happen the next day. But while you are trying to find that resolution, does not mean maybe you now start looking at the person, eyeing the person, give the person silent treatment inside the house. That is not a healthy way to solve conflict. And it's so funny because on social media recently, there was a conversation about silent treatment. And a lot of people don't realize that giving your partner silent treatment is actually emotional abuse. I'm going to wake that up. I'm going to talk about that when we come back because there's so many different types of, conflicts and people are finding so many unhealthy ways to solve it. But we're going to talk about that, okay? I've got BTS and Love with Make It Right on the Break Time Show right here on 101.7 Kids FM. My name is Dara Unstoppable. Let's have fun. That is Thames, Me and You playing for you on 101.7 Kids FM. You are locked into the Break Time Show with Dara Unstoppable. Right about now, we are talking about navigating conflict in a marriage. And we've discussed the big difference between healthy and unhealthy conflict and practical ways for you to know how to handle conflict in your relationship. Breathing, taking your time to talk about it. If you're getting, tense or emotions are running high, take a break and then come back to the conversation. And also bring up one issue at a time. Don't bring the past into it. Now, some people feel like, we've never had a conflict in our relationship. Like, we don't argue in our marriage. We're all good. But there are several, conflicts that could occur in your marriage. Just because you were able to sort it out in like 5 minutes doesn't mean it wasn't a conflict in the first place. And now, conflict does not mean fights. It doesn't even have to mean argument. It simply means a difference on opinion on a particular issue. Now, examples of some of the common conflicts that you will find in marriage. Money matters. Money is, in fact, I don't have the actual raw data, but I would assume or just hazard a guess that usually a lot of people fight about money. In some cases, it's that one spouse is a spender and the other spouse is a saver. So while this one wants to buy, this one is like, let's save. And the other person is like, guy, we only live once. I beg, let's go and buy this catfish. And the other person is saying that, but we just ate now. If we buy catfish now, we will not be able to eat tomorrow. So sometimes that can cause, a little bit of friction, money issues. Another thing that causes friction a lot is chores and responsibility. One partner might feel like I'm the one doing all the housework. Another partner might feel like I'm the one responsible for bringing all the money into the house. And it could cause a lot of conflict and lead to resentment that could build over the years. Another major reason for conflict in some homes is in-laws and family matter. Some people came from homes where everybody is living their life. This person is on his own. This person is on his own. Maybe they'll meet once a year, Christmas or maybe Easter, and everybody's good. Some other people came from homes where, in fact, it is impossible for you to not have a family member inside the house. Today, your cousin is here. The second day, your cousin from fifth cousin removed is inside the house. Tomorrow is your grandmother is living with you for 2 months. There's always, external family members around, and that's how they love it. Now, imagine those two people getting married. One person wants her cousin and their brother and, Gbogbo to be moving in and out of the house. Meanwhile, the other person just wants their space. Everybody should stay on their own. So that can also cause conflict sometimes, because one partner will feel like, why are you hiding from the rest of the family? The other person feels like all the other members of the family are always in the house. They don't like it. They want their space. So it can also cause conflict. Sometimes also another reason for conflict is parenting difference. Some people want to raise their children using cane. Other people want to raise their children by talking to them. There's a difference in opinion of how to discipline the children. So these are just some examples of, some of the different types of conflicts that could occur in the home. And it's very important for you to learn how to settle conflicts healthily and amicably with your partner. Because when you're able to handle conflict very well, it improves trust between you and your spouse. It improves that intimacy, trust, and mutual respect. If you're someone who, even though you don't agree with what the other person is saying, you don't resort to shouting or insults, you are the let's sit down and sort this out type of person. The other person will look at you and be like, wow, this person he has a good head on his head. She has a good head on her head. I respect you for that. So it will improve the relations between you and your partner. And also it creates this immense respect for you and your partner. So I want to ask our couples a question, whether you're married or engaged or even in a relationship. When you and your partner disagree, what is one strategy that helps you to calm things down before they become worse? I would love to know. So call me up 0700 1017 1017. Again, this is for our paired up, audience, whether you're married or you're engaged or you're in a relationship. When you and your partner have a disagreement, what is one thing that you do? What is one strategy that you use that helps you to calm things down before it becomes worse? This is Alex Warren with Ordinary on the Break Time Show. For you right here on 101.7 Kids FM, you are locked into the Break Time Show with Dara Unstoppable. We have been talking about managing conflict as a way to build a stronger marriage here on Women's Nest. And we've talked about the different types of conflicts, different ways to help you healthily resolve conflict in your relationship. And I left with the question, when you and your partner disagree, what is one strategy that helps you calm things down before it gets worse? The number to call 0700 1017 1017, and our WhatsApp number is 0908 885 1864. Now, this is for our married, engaged, or in a relationship audience. So when you and your spouse, when you and your partner disagree or have a conflict, what is one strategy that helps you calm things down before it gets worse? Our WhatsApp number again, 0908 885 1864. You can also call 0700 1017 1017. Now, I said earlier about how I was going to talk about something that seems to be quite prevalent, which is the silent treatment. Now, a lot of people don't realize that giving silent treatment is an unhealthy way to resolve conflict. Yes, I understand that people are different. When something happens, some people process it immediately and then they want to address it immediately. Other people need a little bit of time to process it. And that's the kind of person that I am. I want a little bit of time to process it. I don't want to talk about it immediately. I want to stew in it for a bit. But there's a difference between stewing in something and giving your partner the silent treatment. And I'll tell you a simple difference that my partner taught me. Because I used to champion silent treatment. You upset me, I won't say anything. I'm just going to sit down somewhere and just be marinating. I'll be beefing you, but I won't say anything to you. And that is not a healthy way to resolve conflict. Even if you want to stew and take your time, the right thing to do will be to tell your partner, look, I'm upset right now. I want to think about what just happened for a minute. I am not mad. I'm not I'm upset with you, but I don't hate you. So I may not speak with you for the next maybe 1, 2, 3, 4 hours. But even at that, there should be a cap on not talking to your partner. Don't run off for 12 hours because you're upset. No. Even if you're upset, still regular checking. Oh, maybe like after 2 hours, I'm still trying to like rationalize this thing. When I'm calm, we'll come talk about it. Another 2 hours, give him a check-in. So he knows that, look, I'm upset. I'm trying to deal with things on my own, in my own head, but I don't hate you. I still love you, even though I am very mad at you right now. And when you are eventually calmed, you both would now have a conversation about what happened so that you'll find better ways to resolve it if that thing happens again, or find a way to avoid that thing happening again. So please, my dears, silent treatment is not a healthy conflict resolution. Yes, I know you're like, you don't want to be angry, you don't want to shout, but that doesn't mean you should ignore your partner for hours and hours and hours and hours on end. Take this from a repentant, silent treatment giver. It's not the way to go about it. It's very unhealthy, honestly. It's completely bad. So even if you need space to, think about things and, resolve things in your head, basically, do not ignore your partner. It's an emotional abuse, actually, because imagine if your partner just one day stopped talking to you for no reason. You try talking to them in the house, they're ignoring you. You try calling them, they don't pick your calls. It'll be like you ghosted, like the person ghosted you, and it's not good, because silent treatment is the walking that leads to the running of ghosting, and you do not want to do that. All right, so please make sure you're not adding that to your retinue of how to resolve conflict. It's not healthy. We've given you some great healthy ways to resolve conflict, and there are many others, but a lot of it boils down to communication, talking to your partners. All right, now in the next hour of the show, it's Sing It Lagos. That's right. So I hope you have your songs ready. If you don't, between now and the next hour, a couple of songs will play. So you can pick any one of them and use that for Sing It Lagos. It's the Break Time Show with Dara Unstoppable. I've got Ed Sheeran with Sapphire coming up right here. Let's have fun.